Welfare programs in the public service. Government in any country, being the largest employer, is always looked upon to provide comprehensive welfare services to its servants. Economic handicaps impair the productivity of a civil servant. Efficiency and effectiveness of a good public administration depends on how best the persons manning the administrative machinery are looked after. With a view to keeping employees' capacity to effectively functioning on the job and in constant repair, the government has to devise measures which meet their economic and social needs as adequately as possible. In Kenya, some staff welfare programs are mandatory as per the law required, while others are optional. Today, every employee is entitled to medical insurance, whether in formal or informal employment, Chapter 4, Articles 42 and 43 on the Bills of Rights. Workers' compensation insurance is mandatory as it provides coverage for an employee injured while on the job. The disability allowance is also required to provide at least some income for a worker who developed disability due to work-related injury. The legally required benefits include 1. Health insurance, NHIF. 2. Social Security contributions, NSSF, and 3. Workers' compensation. Every public servant is encouraged to become a member of any existing savings and credit cooperative society, SACCO, and welfare associations in MDAs. Compensation. Compensation to government officers in case of injury or death. 1. Immediately an accident resulting in death or personal injury to an officer who falls within the definition of a workman contained in Section 2(1) of the Workmen's Compensation Act, Cap. 236, comes to the notice of the officer under whom he is directly deployed. The supervisor should make a claim for compensation in accordance with the procedure set out below. All the forms mentioned in these regulations are obtainable from the Registrar, Workmen's Compensation Ministry responsible for labor. 2. In case of an accident resulting in the death of an officer, Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.104/1 in triplicate and a certificate of earnings, Form L.D.119 revised in duplicate, should be completed and dispatched as follows. The original of Form L.D.104/1 and both copies of Form L.D.119 revised to be sent to the Permanent Secretary together with a considered opinion with them relevant details whether the Permanent Secretary can properly sign Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.107. The duplicate of Form L.D.104/1 to be sent to the labor officer of the district in which the accident occurred, and if there is no labor officer, this copy of the form to be sent to the district commissioner. 3. The principal secretary should as soon as possible on receipt of Labor Department Forms LD104/1 and L.D.119 revised complete Part 1 of Labor Department Form L.D.107 in duplicate and send one copy, together with the original Form L.D.104/1 and one copy of L.D.119 revised, to the Registrar of Workmen's Compensation, accompanied by Form L.D.132 certificate dependence, signed personally by the District Commissioner concerned. Of the ministry responsible for labor will then consider the liability of the government to pay compensation and the amount of such compensation, subject to regulations R.12 and R.13.